Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining ASAE Virtual Demo Days. My name is Dan Stevens. I'm the president of WorkerBeeTV. We've been helping organizations use video strategically since 2008 through what we call Association TV, our video platform and services, which I'll be sharing with you today. I published a book called Moving Your Association from Analog to Digital, which is very timely now. And I've been on your side of the fence. I'm a past international chairman of the Entrepreneurs Organization. I know what it's like to be on that side of the association and make sure that you're totally engaging members through your events and your all year long programming. So today's objectives, I'm going to show you that as important as your next event is, it is a stepping stone in digital transformation if used wisely. And that you really only need one platform. You don't need one for each event. And we can learn from social media here how they've trained people to come to one place, whether it's live or on demand, whether it's video or audio. And the Association TV platform by WorkerBeeTV is just that. It supports hybrid, virtual, and on demand. It supports multimedia, video, audio, articles. It has very unique solutions for exhibitors, sponsors, event, and all year long monetization. It does support continued ed and accreditation if you need that as well. And we have the additional services to complement your in-house capabilities. We can film in every major city in the world. We also have remote filming capabilities that I'm going to share with you that are extremely COVID friendly. We can do editing, animation. We can help with technology integration, for example, integrating to your single sign-on or your registration system. And your AMS, of course, if you're updating continued ed credits. And we can help you manage the project and event, basically to complement whatever it is that you don't have the time or capacity to do. So let's talk about events. So we like to look at things holistically. In the old days, success was how many people came, how much money did we make? On average, that was about 15% of our audience. Then we couldn't do that anymore. Coronavirus changed it, and now we had to move to virtual and with this goal of getting to hybrid. And in that model, we might shoot for 1 to 2x the people, depending on whether we're doubling up on in a hybrid or just doing a virtual event. But if we really think about the shelf life of that content, we could serve maybe 4 times as many people watching it on demand, because that content usually has a shelf life of at least 1 year and sometimes much longer. And so if we can make the experience across that, success will now change to not how many people showed up live, how many people showed up across the in-person, the hybrid or virtual, and on demand. Did we get that up to 50, 60, 70% of our audience? Because it's our best content. That will generate more revenue, happier sponsors, happier exhibitors, and it will really impact retention, recruitment, and your overall revenue. So success is now going to be, did I expose my best content? And I don't care if it was in person, virtual, or on demand. I care about the total of those 3 and making each of those experiences appropriate. Appropriate for the medium, appropriate for the device, appropriate for the amount of interruption that I get in person or versus, which is very little, versus online, where it's a lot. And really what this means, although we're going to be focusing on events today, it really means holistically as an organization, we have to stop communicating department by department with different tools. Oh, you go to YouTube for video, and you go to the LMS for learning, and you go to this one-time only use virtual platform for a virtual event, or you're in Zoom, or no, bring it together. Have one platform that can support and drip all your content. This is how social media does it, and it works amazingly. When we're looking to who's successful with online, live, and on demand, you can't look at a better example that's made more money and has a higher engagement level than social media. These are their tricks, and they work. So our demonstration agenda, as my friend Stephen Covey would say, begin with the end in mind. We'll take you out and show you the foundation, which is the platform. That's where most of the viewership will eventually be, is an on-demand. And then on top of that, planning and configuring from a small 1-hour webinar to a multi-track hybrid or virtual conference. and being able to handle different types of conferences on the same platform. So our company is WorkerBeeTV. Our platform is called Association TV, and it's made up of these 4 components. Our online platform, we work with people on content strategy and content development if you need help there. We help you with monetization. For 12 years, we've been helping people monetize video, audio content online, and whether that be a digital pass for a virtual event, whether that be sponsorship or exhibitors, whether that be bundled with in-person or sold separately. We have different and highly successful models. I will share a couple today. And we're a full agency. We can film in every city on the planet. We have remote filming capabilities for filming, pre-filming sessions and recordings. We can manage the projects with you. But today we're going to focus primarily on the platform and how it supports video, audio, articles. It can support continued ed if you need it, and accredited learning, including quizzes and tests, how it serves exhibitors and partners, and of course, how it allows you to configure different types of virtual and hybrid events. So think of Association TV as integrating to your website, to your header, your brand, but using our global platform. When you upload a video into our platform, it goes to 250,000 servers around the world in 12 renditions. When somebody goes to watch, it senses their device, their location, their bandwidth. It serves up the highest quality they can handle without pausing. And if they're watching live, they're in the same location where it will be on demand, in the video library or the podcast library or both. And we can configure different types of events. What works for a conference may not work well for a workshop or a forum or a training course or networking. And we can configure our show flows to maximize these different capabilities, turn them on when we want them on, turn them off when we want them off, all from your website. We integrate as a subdomain. It becomes your content, your website, but hosted by us. But all of the SEO enrichment, all of the branding is for you. So this is an example of one of our clients. This is their website, the Institute of Scrap Recycling. And when we integrated their platform, it takes on the same header, the same footer, the same brand colors, the same fonts. But yet this is hosted by us. So here we are on ISRI's Association TV platform, where they've organized content. So I can learn about the organization and about recycling. I can learn about advocacy. I can learn about the various commodities. And for virtual events, whether it's a webinar, whether it's an event, I can store it not just by date, but by commodity, by speaker, or by subject. Or I could just come up here and search and find whatever I need to look to. So for example, I could come up, I believe there's a town hall in here, and I can find town hall, and it'll find videos. It'll even find a podcast. I didn't have to know I was searching for a podcast, even though I could have come up to the podcast library and searched here. And so just make it really easy for people to follow their nose and find the content they need. This is the Society of Quality, ASQ. And all you do is you simply add whatever you're going to call this, ASQ TV, video on demand, on air is a popular name now, whatever you call this, you add it to your menu, and then it loads up the subdomain, same brand, same colors, same fonts. Every single video is a unique URL. That gives us a lot of flexibility and a lot of granularity. The flexibility being when I'm watching a unique video, the banners that show up for sponsors or exhibitors or just for following my nose to something you want me to register or know about. This video here has a lock on it. And so when I click on this video to watch it, it's going to ask me to register or log in. So we're integrated to the single sign-on. And if I'm not a member, redirect me to where I can join. And so every video can have its own rules. The next one could be pay-per-view. The next one could be part of a digital pass, like signing up for a virtual conference. When my event is over, I can come into my channels, and here's an example of lots of events. Let's go down to Modex 2020. And there is attendee programming, daily recaps, exhibitor programming from the show floor, all sponsored content, all generated non-dues revenue. I'm going to show you these daily recaps. So we had a crew filming during the day, editing at night, releasing a daily recap the next day. Watch the banners change. These are the sponsors for that one-day event with in-video brought to you by Swisslog. Swisslog also gets the first interview as well as this. So you can see we can have premium, just like a gold, silver, bronze, like you would have at maybe your own conference. It can be bundled if this is a hybrid, or sold separately if it's virtual. Where that comes in handy is if you cancel an event and you've already got your sponsorship and you have to go virtual, we know what $10,000 or $5,000 worth of value is, and we can help you figure out which of these models to use so that your sponsors get value. And this is ANFP, the Association of Nutrition Food Service Professionals. And again, they have their conference all year content, continued ed, COVID channels, some specialty channels. They do monthly one on focus on formulas. One's called Industry Insights. This is a micro learning that we produce for them every month. And it's brought to you by a sponsor. And you'll see both in video and with a banner. But if I go to the very top, you'll notice our Solution Center. So now we're going to talk about exhibitors, where I can come in and I can find whether that's called exhibitors or vendors. I can find by service, I could find by product. And here in the Solution Center, I can just go and search, or I can go down to categories that have been predefined by the association. So if I want to filter and narrow down my search, only consulting organizations who also do, say, food service equipment. And that narrows my search down to just one. And now with that one, I call it up on screen. This is all managed by them. So the exhibitor gets a login once you've charged them for their annual, and I say annual because exhibitors don't want to go to the trouble of setting these up for 1 week or 1 month. Sell it annually. If they attend multiple events, sell them each add-on to that event as a separate premium with in-event promotion. But really, vendors need leads all year long, not just once a year. During a live event, these 5 call to action banners, some of them may be meet now live, chat now live, join my Zoom live, whatever, or Skype. Make it simple for them to join. But then when it's on demand, if I click the contact us page, I can self-engage when I'm ready to on their page. Below the banners are product and service listings if they have them. Below those are videos that use our global platform that play nice, no videos pausing, work on all devices. Below that are downloads, product brochures, spec sheets, whatever information needs to be downloaded. If I want to drill down into, say, tableside cart and learn a little bit more about that product, I can drill down. My banners are there, photos there. I can see additional photos and downloads that are specific. There could have been videos here, but they didn't have a video specific to this. And I can just kind of go through the carousel and see what I like until I'm ready to engage. So this can be sold with a hybrid event where you've bundled it with the in-person, and then they get the 12 months. And so you've now covered them all year long. And if it's virtual, then it's virtual, and you create some exposure and some marketing programs all year long. Something as simple as a section on your newsletter called Solution Center or Exhibitor Center, whatever you want to call it, that features and rotates products through there. We also have premium positions. You can create up to 3 levels of premium positions. Hybrid events is what we're longing for now. And hopefully that'll be, whether it's late this year for some locations or 2021, but it's an in-person and online. And your goal there is to make sure that you're extending the reach and the time value by allowing people to join remotely as well as on site, making that experience as close as possible, and then migrating it into on demand. Making, whether it's your registration system or if we're supporting the registration process, easy, drilling down, finding information. All the way along, I'm servicing sponsors. adding it to my calendar. And then when I'm streaming live through your website, in your brand, in the very same place, I can find the video in the library on demand, the podcast on demand. And that the polling and the Q&A and the chat is available live. And it's the same one that's being used for the people in the audience. So someone here could have raised a question on their smartphone and that says, how do you measure engagement? And 15 other people saw that question, whether they were online or in the room, and upvoted that. So the moderator on stage can say, I'm going to take the most popular questions first. When it's virtual, it's different. So I'm going to go to the American Association of Orthopedic Executives. They use our platform for all their non-LMS content, all their videos, all their podcasts, right? But they also use our LMS, because we're a full learning management system capability, for all of their online learning, where you can purchase individually or in bulk, where I can learn about the instructors, where I have to pass a quiz or a test, member price, non-member price, and so forth. On top of the platform, we can have a splash page or a digital pass. So here was their conference. It was back in May, and I could purchase a digital pass. And if I was a member, I could log in. We're integrated to single sign-on, and I could follow my nose, integrated to their e-commerce. Everything works smoothly. I receive a digital pass that's good for that event and accessing that content later on demand. If I'm a non-member, I would need to log in and register and then follow my nose. From here, I could see not only the key sponsors, but I could see if I wanted to just filter by and say what's on Saturday, or if I want to filter by track and see just what's on a given track. Or I could just slide down and see that, oh, there's 5 tracks on this day at this time. Tell me a little bit more about this one. Okay, I'm interested, I'm going to purchase. During the event, this will become like a lobby. And instead of taking me to purchase, I've already paid, it will redirect me to the session that I want to go to, or update my calendar so I'm reminded to go to that session. Okay? And when we're all said and done after the event, there it is in their LMS, because most of this was continued ed, ready for on-demand access, where if I didn't already pay for the event, I have to pay. But if I did pay, I get my digital pass turns into a discount coupon so that I can continue to watch that content without paying because I've already paid. Being a production company, we can help you at the beginning of that virtual event process. Do you need promotional videos for engaging your members or even engaging exhibitors? Right, here's a video to drive, engage. See how the banners change? There's the media kit. Register today. Make it easy for people to follow their nose. And I want to say event openers. I want some really engaging animation and graphics. And I want to bring that feel to the event online. We can do that. Do you need to pre-record your speakers? Well, we can do it in low level over Zoom or something like that. But what if you want to raise the level of that production? This is a technology called Virtual Videographer that lets us to film remotely through an iPhone, iPad, or tablet, or laptop. And what this allows us to do is download an app, use your own iPhone, add a good microphone, and if you need lighting, and remotely, we are logging on from a totally different city, from our office to wherever you are, or that speaker is. And we are controlling that phone. We are controlling the Zoom. We're controlling the lighting and the audio levels. And if you wanted to jump on and participate, because maybe it was an interview with your CEO doing an announcement about the new virtual event, maybe you wanted to conduct the interview. You could jump on from your home or office, and you can see each other and talk to each other through the app in different cities. While we're recording, though, we're not using the internet. We're recording that into the device in 4K quality, just like a real videographer. We're capturing that with really good audio. When we're finished, we upload it to the cloud, we download it, we can start editing it immediately. Or if you have your own editing capabilities, we share the file back with you. And again, being a video company makes it really easy for us to help you in project management. We know what works, help you with the registration and the user workflow and your show flow, and help you with sponsor and exhibitor packaging. We have a number of templated modules that we know work. We've been using them for years, and we're constantly improving them. And we can integrate your single sign-on and your AMS and your e-commerce where appropriate, but we also have solutions that if you say, no, you manage the registration process, you manage the cash collection, we can do that as well. As mentioned, when we work with you to design your event splash page, whether it's graphical, whether it's more of a text layout like this, all of this information will eventually be in the on-demand library. And we want to make that an easy flow from pre-event registration to during event navigation to post-event navigation. And during the event, we can be there to support the live stream, whether it's virtual or hybrid. We can be there with on-site services. If an end user has any questions or support, we're there live to handle it. And what's great about this is if we're in a virtual event in a tool like Zoom, the only people that need to show up in Zoom are the speakers and the moderators, with or without their pre-recorded or going live session. We stream Zoom into the platform just like we were streaming from a hybrid event before. This way you're using the 250,000 servers, everyone's getting a good viewing experience, and you're opening up all this inventory, but more importantly, you're training your member to do what? Come to the same place, your website. You're the hub, you're the brand for live and on demand, video and audio, events or webinars, and so on and so forth. We integrate Q&A and polls and chat into the process. We also integrate breakout sessions into the process, just to show you what's possible. These are some of the popular, having breakout sessions, maybe breaking out by industry topic, maybe members only, pre-booked meetings that people have pre-scheduled. This can be with exhibitors as well as or sponsors, as well as member to member. Maybe you're doing something fun like a scavenger hunt, or maybe you're doing 5-10 minute speed networking where you're breaking people out and then pushing them from room to room, or having fun with Quarantini. Whatever it is that you're doing, we can make this hub. People can either be automatically allocated based on data or rules, or they can manually allocate. We define that with you in your show flow so that if it was moving forward where I get to pick, I can pick the networking room I want to go to, and then I'm in. And now I'm in a Zoom room and I can now talk, whereas maybe I couldn't talk before. And there's a moderator in this room, maybe driving some discussion. And when this session is over, it can automatically reroute me back to wherever I need to go. And once that is over, we can then look and say, okay, we're now moving everything into on-demand. How do we drive excitement and engagement in on-demand? To reinforce that the value of content was great for 365 days, they created a graphical splash page. So if I want to go into the exhibitor showcases, what they call for Solution Center, I click. I want to go into the podcasts, I click. Of course, with podcasts, if I subscribe to it, I can then have it automatically show up in my Spotify or my iTunes. I don't even have to register more than once. It will find me. And we can also create multimedia. Take some of those great sessions, the ones that were really great, maybe do one by track, and break it down and create a 35-second social media video. Here's one we did for an hour-long session for the Entrepreneurs Organization. And the goal of this 35-second video, even if I'm not listening to audio, there's enough on-screen graphics that it's telling me to go see the full presentation. And when I click, it lands me, imagine this is your website in your brand, on a 3-minute version of that video. And if I like this 3-minute version, maybe this is brought to you by a sponsor, the banners are guiding me to watch the full presentation, listen to the audio, or download the slides. And when I click here, now it's going to authenticate me. Maybe I needed my digital pass. maybe I needed to pay. Maybe I needed to be a member, but a non-member may have a different set of rules. And so however that is, it forces that integration. Use that to promote and drive people into your very best content and leverage the fact that it has at least a 1-year shelf life. After the event, everything we do is measurable. Look at the analytics. What worked? What could be better? What was our engagement scoring? How long were people staying? Were our sessions too long or too short? What are the trends? What are our members, what are our sponsors and exhibitors analytics look like? The good news is with our platform, you have months to continue to serve them, but there's an expectation based on what they paid. So let's look at our marketing plan to make sure we're leveraging the on-demand, because we could get as many as 4 times the engagement in on-demand as that we did in live or in person. And it works. This is one of our clients. We've taken the name off to protect the innocent, but just year-over-year growth of viewership. And these are soft subscribers. These are corporations that have said, hey, I don't want to miss the TV channel, both the events and the in-between event content. And these became leads that can be converted into corporate members. So at the end, we all want to end up in on-demand. Begin with the end in mind. If your on-demand is multimedia, if your on-demand is in one place where I can find all my content, I can search through the libraries or just search, where it's serving sponsors and exhibitors, where it's easy to set rules right down to the individual article, video, or podcast. You're now in a position to build virtual and hybrid events on top of that and continue to keep people in the same place the way social media does. In summary, use Association TV as your hub, knowing that you can configure all kinds of different virtual and hybrid events, and leverage on demand. Events can have long-term impact. Monetize them through stakeholder value and viewership, but don't be transactional. Don't just go buy a digital tool that serves the needs of one event. And I would like you to think of the Association TV platform as 90% out of the box, but 10% completely customized to your needs, your brand, your look, how much graphics, how much animation, how much audio, how much video. We can work with you to define something that will be a strong experience and naturally evolve into on-demand. And we can play roles from creating those videos and filming those speakers to helping you project manage, because it's what we do. We're both. So please reach out and think holistically. The new norm is not what did I do at the event. The new norm is how much of my best content, my event content, your event content will be in the top quartile of your best content. Maximize the exposure over in-person, hybrid or virtual, and on demand, and watch the improvement in recruitment, retention, and revenue grow. These can be extremely profitable. So I hope I covered the objectives. Every event is an opportunity to improve your digital transformation, but keep it on your website. Do not push people away. Learn from social media, it works. But use a platform that can support hybrid, virtual, and on-demand, like Association TV, that supports multimedia, where certain assets, like in that example of social media to micro-learning to full learning, the first one's for recruitment, the second one's for retention, and the third one's for revenue. And make sure you've got a longer time horizon and easy to access tools to really provide value to your sponsors and exhibitors, because you want them to be like members, recurring revenue. And along the way, if you need support with continued ed and accreditation and quizzes and tests and updating of your AMS, that's not a problem. And we have the services to complement your in-house capabilities: filming, editing, animation, technology, project and event management. So please lean on us. I hope that you got something out of today. We'd love to chat with you. This is my contact information, or if you'd like to schedule a demo individually, please let us know. Thank you very much.